So this deck is a Jarvis Moonbeam original production, and it's Dimir. I love this already. This kind of Dimir control element is like the Dimir control package right now is very strong. It just is. Cards like Bitter Triumph, 3 Steps Ahead, Oildeep Gearhulk, Marang River Regent, Deadly Cover Up, like Winternight Stories. This whole setup is very, very strong. And so this is a modification. This is, I would say, an upgrade. I'm going to say upgrade to a deck that Jarvis submitted that we played yesterday that was all trying to like draw multiple cards in a turn to trigger cards like Homunculus Horde or Mischievous Mystic, which the engine of this deck is very similar to like part of the underpinnings of the VV deck, hence Winternight Stories and Proft Eidetic Memory being in the mix, except where the VV deck is trying to put down low-cost red creatures that grow enormously off of Proft Eidetic Memory and pummel you to death very, very fast. And if that doesn't work, then just take infinite, cast infinite spells later in the game. This deck is trying to do something slightly more fair than that, but we're going the control route, right? Where we're trying to mess our opponent up, with 3 Steps Ahead, which is one of the best in class counter spells, Preacher of the Schism, Oildeep Gearhulk, and again, Marang River Regent, as previously mentioned. We also have the Unholy Annex, which is just a really powerful potential finisher. Notably, we don't have any other demons. So the only demon that we can actually produce is the token coming off of Ritual Chamber. That is it. Otherwise, Unholy Annex is hurting us. But it's still drawing us extra cards. It draws us a second card each turn, which is the thing we care about. So even if it's hurting us, so be it. Oh, and you're right. Soulstone Sanctuary. Yeah, Escobar, good shout. Yeah, you're right. Soulstone is also in the mix. Can't forget that. Oh, actually, yesterday, somebody asked, do we have any changelings in Standard? And I forgot to mention this. But yeah, so that's the thing. Soulstone Sanctuary, very strong card in that regard. Yeah, so Unholy Annex is a very strong piece, can ultimately get there. And so taking a solid control shell and adding the fun goofs to it, I love that. I think I'm totally okay with this. So we got Homunculus Horde, we got the Mischievous Mystic. Hopefully we're going to be able to produce a lot of extra tokens. So Homunculus Horde, it's a 2/2 for 4, and whenever you draw your second card each turn, you create a token that's a copy of this creature. And so this is like, it's similar to Scoot Swarm, but a lot slower, right? Because it'll create a copy of the creature, and then the next time it triggers, you have 2 copies, and they each create a copy, and then you have 4 copies that each create a copy. And so Marang River Regent would allow us to trigger it on our opponent's turn. Roiling Dragonstorm, Proft Eidetic Memory, Unholy Annex, these all make sure that we're triggering it on our turn consistently. Oildeep can also target ourself, and we can churn something away, like if we have excess lands or something late in the game, and that can also trigger it. And 3 Steps Ahead also triggers it. So most of the cards we have in here either are like phenomenal 2-for-1s or 3-for-1s, like in the case of Deadly Cover Up and like Profs, or they just trigger our payoffs. So hopefully we can get the Homunculus Horde poppin' and go crazy with it. And if we have to resort to just Unholy Annex ping win, all right, you could do worse than that. Or Marang beatdowns, also an option, also fine. So we have access to those game plans, but at the end of the day, the goal, the hope, is to stick a Homunculus Horde and start making some copies and doing some stuff. Also, at some point today, I want to cast a 3 Steps Ahead for 6 mana without countering a spell. I want to make a copy of a Homunculus Horde with it and then draw 2 cards and discard a card. Like, I want to just surprise our opponent with, like, significantly more hordes than they were expecting on a turn. I think that's going to be very fun if that lines up. Oh, and then we also have a sideboard where we can add in the Dispelling Exhale, Singularity Rupture, and Riverchurn Monument, and just turn this into the mill deck, if that makes more sense. Which, honestly, in game 2, if our opponent brings in removal, which they likely will, removing our creatures for that plan is a really fun, like, juke that we can do. So I like that. I like the recognizing that opportunity to, like, catch our opponent flat-footed and sideboard for the wrong matchup. Like, that's a really cool, like, when that lines up, it's gonna feel real nice. So yeah. All right. So let's get to it. Homunculus Horde is a meme, to be sure. But let's dream the meme, everybody. All right, here we go. Game 1 of Dimir Draw 2. All right, this is like the douchiest Uno play. Just draw 2. That's what we're doing. Never understood, like, the draw 2 in Uno actually skips the, skips the other person's turn. Okay, they have a Venda, which means they're on Coma, which means an instant speed kill spell is going to be really, 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 really valuable. All right. I believe there is approximately a 100% chance they're going to play Coma this turn. So I could play out Profs, but I just need to wait and hold up the kill spell. Yeah, first priority, kill Kona. Second priority, me. That's exactly right. Beast? I'm really glad I wasn't trying for the counterspell here. Be gone! I feel better. And they have a cavern, so this isn't gonna do squat. Yeah, Kona and Indominated never didn't have it. Yeah. What about second Kona? They're gonna go try to find it. They be digging. All right, we're holding up the 3 steps because we can trigger it on, we can use the last mode on their turn. I'm not gonna be able to counter Kona, which sucks. But if they drop another 6-drop that isn't a beast, I'll be able to counter it. And if they don't, I can trigger all my dudes. So, neat. Stock up, freaking treat yourself. Don't stop, get it. Yeah, we can't counter Kona, so no, I'm keeping it open for the last mode. Boosh! Discard a card? Yeah, we don't need another tap land. Ha-ha! Yes! Homunculus Horde! Behold my horde! Not gonna lie, pretty stoked right now. We did it. All right. So, I feel like instant speed removal is where it's at. We were on the play, correct. And that was a really critical element of what was going on there. Yeah, deck did the thing. I know, right? How cool was that? And I have a sneaking suspicion our opponent is going to overthink it, so let's pivot. Oildeep's not going anywhere. Bitter Triumph's not going anywhere. But you know what? I'm going to take out the Mischievous Mimic. And I'm going to drop the Horde to bring in the Riverchurn and the Singularity Rupture. Yeah, Exhale's not bad. The fact that they're running... Yeah, actually, Exhale's probably a good idea. I'm gonna go down to 2 annexes. I am boarding out the memes here. Yes, because we have a transformational sideboard. You cannot give me a transformational sideboard and expect me to not transform that shit. It's happening. It's like if you give me a Transformers toy, you think I'm not gonna spend the whole afternoon just like clicking that thing back and forth? Come on now. That's how this works. Jarvis gave me a little Transformers figurine, and I'm gonna keep clicking on it. It is what it is. I can't help but notice that you are not a kill spell, therefore you need to go. Oh, Balva, boarding out Proft would have made sense, yeah. Bitter Triumph, you're here! Hooray! Stocking on up, stocking on up. All right. Hi, opponent. I assure you, if you think my guard is going to drop here, you are sadly mistaken. Consult them Star Charts, baby! Yeah, this deck always has Cona in the hand. Yeah, no, they always have it. Them's the rules. Because if you don't have it, you mulligan. You know? Just is what it is. You know what? While we're in combat, I'm gonna hit this so I can go grab a swamp. Because they don't have it, you know, the chance of them having an instant speed way to use that mana. Lost in the Maze? What? Oh, that's cute. All right, you're gonna actually make me kill the Quantum Riddler? I'll do it. Oh, it's never mind. It's tapping. It doesn't actually blink them out. I was thinking that was a blink for some reason. Yeah, giving Kona hexproof. That's tricksy. So, they don't have Cavern. You know what I think I need to do? I need to go after their hand. They have Kona. They have 2 copies of Omniscience. Yeah. Boop. Marangs? Yeah. You want to bounce my dudes? That'd be welcome and encouraged. You're playing a combo deck. If you want to give me the opportunity to keep fucking with your combo, I will gladly take it. Gladly. I'm thinking I need to dig for a land here. I'm not happy about it, though. They have enough lands. I don't expect this to actually come home. Hey, else with that prime sub, you freaking rock, my dude. Hell yeah, buddy. Oh my goodness, you rock, man. Thank you so much. How we doing? Good to see you. Talk about power couple, you're damn right. Yeah. Oh, you're amazing. Thank you, thank you. Oh, copying the Gearhulk on upkeep would be decent. I prioritize the card draw there just because I needed to find lands. We can't battle like this and keep missing land drops. And remember, we're a combo deck now. So yeah. Also, Kona's in their graveyard, and we have a deadly cover-up with enough evidence to hit. So I can strip Kona out of their deck right now. If they don't just have it here. Lost? Okay. I feel like that's worth giving up a Gearhulk. You know? Yeah, the Unholy Annex is definitely pretty strong evidence. They're at a point where they're getting close to just being able to hardcast their Omniscience, though. And they have 3 copies of it, which awkward, and 2 lands even, and they're holding counter spells. So yeah, we got to be aware of that. We can counter Omni. That's true. Yes. Yeah. Without Kono, they're still in trouble. No, boring them. No. The person whose job it is right now to bore the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That costs 10. So I could establish Sanctuary here, but I think I'd rather not. They can only station. They can only station at sorcery speed, so in their upkeep, I'm going to shoot this thing. Is this worth countering? I don't think so. Pulling a negate out of their hand here is pretty sick, though. Now they can exhale this. But they didn't. Okay. Oh, right. I only have to discard one. I'm over here thinking like, oh, what's the second card? Because I don't have a creature. And it's like, hold up. That's not how this works. All right, so if I drop this, we have 4 open, so I need to... I'm taking 4 here. You gonna make me have it? You should. Ooh, you're not. Okay, not yet. You got it. Oh shit, copying Riverchurn. I hadn't even thought about that. That's a cool idea. But they have a counterspell in hand, so... And they have now discarded all 3 copies of Omniscience. We don't have to worry about that anymore. We had lethal? They had a counterspell. How do I have lethal? Somebody explain that to me. I don't believe that's accurate. Explain it to me like I'm a child. What did I miss? So that's Riverchurn into next Riverchurn. You have counter for their counter. Okay. Yeah, I didn't appreciate that. All right. Riverchurn is great. Target my Riverchurn. Target my Riverchurn. Do it. Do it. Thanks, bud. Yes. All right. Free exhaust, baby. We just drew a fresh one. Hell yeah. Don't mind if I do. All right. Negate. Now, do I try to counter this? No, I don't. I make them have another one. Clever. Clever girl. Now, if I counter this, I'm just dead on board. And that was all. This is all 3 of my turns. Yeah, we have to end the Marang, which sucks vigorous nuts. And our mill plan's pretty much gone. We do get to remove two big threats out of their deck, though. That's neat. But they do have another Omniscience. But at this point, their deck only has 7 cards in it. So that was one of the goofiest ways to fight the Omniscience plan. But we got there. Man, that Omniscience looks really weird on board. Yeah, they only have 1 mana open. If we cast out Marang, bounce their Riddler, they can't even replay the Riddler without risking milling their whole deck out. Worst Omni ever? Probably, yeah. It's in the conversation for worst Omnisciences of all time, yeah. Ooh. Mill half their deck, then put them down to 3. I mean, it's just gotta be this, right? That's gonna be you there, Doug. This is, to be fair, this is also not a great Singularity Rupture, but it's exactly what we needed at exactly the right time. What? Don't you only have 1 mana? Am I missing something? Oh, right, Omniscience. I am missing something. We sure can pay for it. Duh, I'm an idiot. Don't mind me. Yes! Woo! All right. Right, it's not VV. It's just free mana. Of course. Burp. Don't mind me. But yes. Bruh, that was so goofy. All right. We're doing another one with this deck because I freaking love it. Then we'll move on to the next brew. But, bruh. I probably should have been good again after just one, but you know what? This is too fun. Dragonstorm. Hey, that's a good 2-drop. I'll take it. How do you win against mono red aggro where you prioritize getting the Oildeep Gearhulk down? Well, and here we're going up against Gorilla aggro. Also, the other thing that we can do against mono red aggro is FOD. That's an option. Which, for those of you who aren't aware, FOD is a patent pending acronym that I use. FOAD. It stands for fuck off and die. That is always an option. Yeah. That is always an option. Sometimes it's your best out. You know? Is what it is. And so, yeah, we're on Groll. They have Baloth on 2 and Discremesis on 3. Like... Yeah, patent pending, do not steal. FOD. I played the Sanctuary, so I can't play Gearhulk. If you're wondering, hey, is the streamer I'm watching good at this game? The answer to that is going to have to be no, not really. Yeah, you love the FOD method? It's tried and true, you know? It's a tried and true process. If they have an overprotect, this is just game. Or any burn spells. Like, pretty much anything. Why didn't... You could have let damage happen and then lightning strike your Screaming Nemesis for lethal. Or just let damage happen and just win anyway. Oh, I guess that denied trample, so alright, sure. Yeah, well done. Gruul on the play. Worst matchup by far. So as a result, I think the Dispelling Exhales need to come in just so that we have some interaction in the early game. Also, the cost reduction on the end might be relevant in this game, unfortunately enough for us. So you know what? I'm gonna grab it. Why not? I feel like we can strip down the annexes a bit.
Lightning strike
here. And we can also thin down the Marangs a little bit. And I'm gonna go down to 2 Horde. I'm not gonna cut them completely. But yeah. Honestly, let's go down to 1 Annex. Hey, Knight of Yor, hello. Yeah. Sanctuary is doing its magic again. Knight of Yor, it's all magic here all the time, baby. Well, not really, but often. Yeah. You know what? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Yesterday I was having a really unpleasant day. My mind was kind of playing tricks on me, which I hate it when it does that. You know, it was one of those days where like I had no reason to be like upset, but I found that I was anyway. Like, didn't make any damn sense, and was just frustrating. And yeah, and so today, yesterday afternoon, I kind of like did some introspection and found a way to kind of release some tension in. Okay, you know what? Okay, my dude dying there sucked, right? It does. However, they just used a burst lightning to deal with a creature. That's good for us. Because that's a burst lightning that's not hitting our face or hitting their own Scramises. Well, you gave me a thing I can counter, so I'm going to. I don't need to behold anything, so I won't. Untap Black Swords off the top. Untap Black Swords off the top. A really good one at that. We have a clean shot at a Scramisis. I need to take the clean shot at the Scramisis. Them's the rules. I don't make them up. I just think them up and write them down. Ow, dick. All right. We're hitting our lands. I love hitting lands. It's my favorite. Ooh. Ooh. So that's a 4/5. So I think I need to go this round. That was the best. Yeah, don't fret much over it. I appreciate that. Yeah, and ultimately, I've got a lot of reasons to be very happy. They have the Vengeful Possession, so I'm going to attack here to get the life. Because they will be able to steal this if they want. So keeping it back to block is probably not going to be super effective. All right. Huh. Let's get weird. Y'all want to get weird? I know I want to get weird. I'm here for weird. I really don't want to give up the Marang. I really don't want to give up the Marang. Okay, they've seen enough. I'm playing too slowly for their taste, it would seem. All right, cool. So do I think Soulstone's worth it when you run 3 Oildeep's main deck? That is a good question. Honestly, having a demo field and 2 Soulstone Sanctuaries, it does bump with Oildeep. That is very real and definitely something to keep in mind. I think that card is good enough. You might want to cut it down to 1. But in general, I think so. I think it's still okay. Yeah, definitely worth it. Yeah. I think having that backup plan, especially given that our main deck, our main deck win con is creature based. So having a backup creature is worth it even if the Oildeep gets knocked off curve a little bit, you know? Yeah, and with Unholy Annex as well, yes. Very good. And Zacto's good morning. It is Spidey Boy Day, which is very exciting. It's gonna be a good one. How you doing? Hope you're having a good one. Boop. Did plat today? Haven't seen too much removal by now. Yeah, it was more prevalent. In the higher tiers, often it is. Ooh, Chandra, Overprotect. I think I want to take the Overprotect. Decent start against Gruul. You love to see it. GG's opponent. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And I also want to give a huge shout out and huge thank you to my Twitch subscribers, YouTube channel members, and of course, patrons who make this show possible. Y'all are absolutely fantastic. I literally couldn't do this without you. Thank you. I stream over on Twitch Monday through Friday, starting at around 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's the content that you're seeing here in these deck tech videos is, decks that are kind of chopped up from the live stream, hence the chat and all that jazz. So if you'd like to join in over there, we'd really appreciate it. Twitch.tv/hamhawks42. I'd like to see you there. And before I go, I do want to call out the patrons specifically who make this possible: Angry Jellyfish, Dave E., Hal, Carl, Levi Grattan, Big Mamu, and Vance. Thank you. You're amazing. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Oh, and also, I'm going to be at MagicCon Atlanta next weekend. If you are there, please stop by, say hi. I am also a hugger, but I respect people's space, so if you would like a hug, they are free to redeem. Also, I'm going to be giving away business cards, tokens, and getting in Commander games. So if you're interested in playing a game with me and you see me walking around, just come grab me. As long as I'm not busy with something else, I'd love to get a game in. Again, thank you. You're freaking awesome. Catch you on the next one.